Imagine waking up with a stomach so empty that every step feels heavier than the last. There is no supermarket, no refrigerator down the corner. The only question that matters is simple. Can you find enough food before the sun goes down? For nearly all of human history, this was everyday life. Survival did not belong to the strongest person. It belonged to the one willing to eat what everyone else ignored. If you traveled back tens of thousands of years, you would quickly discover that ancient humans had a completely different definition of food. Modern people often separate meals into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Early humans divided the world into only two categories: things that kept you alive and things that did not. Hunger erased disgust. Curiosity often meant survival. One of the strangest foods was bone marrow. After a successful hunt, ancient hunters did not simply remove the meat and leave the skeleton behind. They smashed heavy bones with rocks to reach the rich marrow hidden inside. To many people today, it might seem unusual, but marrow was packed with fat and calories, providing long-lasting energy during harsh winters when every calorie mattered. Archaeologists have discovered broken animal bones at prehistoric campsites across Africa and Europe, showing that this practice was common for hundreds of thousands of years. Brains were another prized meal, although many people today avoid them. Animal brains contained valuable fats that supported the human body and developing brain. Every part of a hunted animal had value. Wasting food could mean starving before the next successful hunt. Insects also played an important role. Termites, beetle larvae, grasshoppers, and ants were collected by hand whenever they were available. They required almost no hunting skill, carried impressive amounts of protein, and could often be gathered even when larger animals disappeared. Around the world, many traditional societies still eat insects today, reminding us that this ancient survival strategy never completely disappeared. Plants were equally important, even if they rarely receive attention in popular stories. Ancient people searched for wild roots, bulbs, nuts, seeds, berries, and edible leaves. Some roots had to be soaked for hours to remove bitter chemicals. Others were roasted beside campfires to make them softer and easier to digest. Learning which plants were safe required years of experience, and parents passed this knowledge to their children generation after generation. Perhaps the most surprising food was stomach contents taken from hunted animals, when herbivores had already digested fresh grasses and leaves. The partially processed material sometimes revealed which local plants were safe to eat. While this was certainly not an everyday meal, it could provide valuable clues during difficult seasons when finding edible vegetation became extremely challenging. Shellfish offered another dependable food source. Along coastlines and riverbanks, ancient families gathered mussels, clams, oysters, and snails. These creatures could often be collected without dangerous hunts, making them reliable during periods when large game became scarce. Archaeological discoveries at ancient coastal settlements reveal enormous piles of discarded shells, proving that seafood supported human communities for thousands of years. Even rotten-looking food sometimes became valuable. Meat left in cold environments could naturally age before being eaten, while spoiled food is dangerous under many conditions. Colder climates slowed bacterial growth, allowing ancient people to preserve precious calories longer than fresh meat alone would permit. Survival often depended on understanding nature, rather than following modern ideas about perfect freshness. Honey was one of the greatest prizes in the prehistoric world. Finding a wild beehive was worth the painful stings. Honey supplied concentrated sugar that delivered immediate energy, while beeswax had many practical uses. Ancient rock paintings even show people climbing cliffs to collect honey, demonstrating how valuable this sweet reward truly was. Fish completed the menu. Rivers and lakes provided steady nutrition throughout the year. Early humans carved simple hooks from bone, built fish traps, and used sharpened wooden spears to catch their prey. Compared with chasing large mammals across open plains, fishing often required less risk while producing dependable food. What makes these foods fascinating is not simply that people ate them, It is the incredible knowledge behind every choice. Ancient humans understood seasonal migrations, animal, edible plants, dangerous toxins, and changing landscapes with astonishing accuracy. Their survival depended on observation. A single mistake could poison an entire family, while one clever discovery might feed a community for weeks. Modern archaeology continues to uncover evidence supporting this remarkable adaptability. Cut marks on bones. Microscopic plant remains trapped inside ancient teeth. Cooking hearths and stone tools all reveal that prehistoric diets were far more diverse than many people imagine. Early humans were not simply hunters. They were expert foragers, fishermen, gatherers, and careful observers of the natural world. The greatest lesson is that survival rarely came from finding perfect food. It came from refusing to waste opportunity. Bone marrow, insects, shellfish, roots, brains, honey, and countless forgotten foods each represented another chance to live through one more difficult season. The next time you open your refrigerator and wonder what to eat, remember that your ancestors faced a very different decision every single day. They were not searching for delicious meals. They were searching for tomorrow. Their willingness to adapt, experiment, and overcome disgust became one of the greatest survival advantages our species ever developed. Without those strange meals, human history might have ended long before civilization ever began.